armies fought, side by side. In the final days of World War II, when Europe was already bleeding out, something happened that sounded impossible. American soldiers fighting alongside German soldiers against other Germans. This is not fiction. This really happened. Welcome to the Battle of Castle Itter. May 1945. Austria. Nazi Germany was collapsing. Hitler was dead. The war was almost over. But chaos is always most dangerous right before the end. Hidden deep in the Austrian Alps stood Castle Itter, an old medieval fortress turned into a special Nazi prison. Inside were not ordinary prisoners. They were France's most important political figures. Former prime ministers, famous generals, national heroes. Men the Nazis considered too valuable to kill, but too dangerous to free. The guards disappear. As the Third Reich crumbled, the SS guards at the castle vanished overnight. No protection, no orders, no help. The prisoners knew something terrifying. SS units were still active nearby, fanatical, ruthless, and eager to execute prisoners before surrendering. They needed help. Fast. A desperate message. One prisoner escaped the castle and rode a bicycle for hours through collapsing front lines. He reached a small American unit commanded by John C. Lee Jr. Lee listened and understood the situation immediately. But there was a problem. He didn't have enough men. The unthinkable alliance nearby was a unit of the German Wehrmacht, regular German soldiers who had turned against the SS. Their commander was Josef Gangl. Gangl had seen enough of the SS's brutality. He knew the war was lost, and he chose something rare in war: honor. So he did the unthinkable. He joined the Americans. Former enemies shook hands, not as allies, but as men trying to do the right thing. The battle begins. On May 5, 1945, SS forces surrounded Castle Itter. Machine guns opened fire. Mortars slammed into ancient stone walls. Inside the castle, American soldiers, German Wehrmacht troops, French prisoners armed with rifles all fighting together. At one point, the prisoners themselves took up weapons and defended their own prison. Bullets echoed through hallways that once hosted royal feasts. A hero's death. During the fighting, Josef Gangl stepped into open fire to protect a former French prime minister. He was shot and killed instantly. A German officer, dying to save a former enemy from the SS. War is full of irony, but rarely this powerful. Victory at the end of the world. Hours later, American reinforcements arrived. The SS retreated. The prisoners were saved. Castle Itter stood silent again. This battle is remembered as the last major battle in Europe. The only battle where Americans and Germans fought side by side, not for conquest, not for ideology, but for humanity. Why this story matters? Because history is not black and white. Even in war, there are moments when enemies choose honor, when soldiers choose people over flags, and when the final battle is not about winning, but about doing what's right. This was one of those moments.